Welcome to Rise Up Yoga. I'm Ashley. I'm so grateful that you're here with your energy and your presence with me today. And just a few things before we get moving into our practice. If you have a yoga block or something of a similar shape and size, you have the option now to grab it so you have it handy during practice. If you don't have one or don't want to use one, that's okay as well, because we'll make modifications and variations without one. And if you want to support the growth of Rise Up Yoga, just remember to like this video and subscribe, as it really helps our channel's growth. We also have exclusive content now on Patreon now as well, so I'll link to that in the description below. And we have journal exercises, meditations, breath work, and exclusive yoga videos, as well as much more on there. So go ahead and check it out. And then when you're ready, you can just find your way to the mat and we'll begin. Something that I love about the practice of yoga is that it extends far past the asana practice or physical movement practice into a way of living purposefully. One of the many layers of yoga is Ahimsa, which is nonviolence. In a world where violence is normalized, there's an invitation for us to turn inwards and reflect on how we as individuals show up and treat all of life. On the mat, we can practice Ahimsa by bringing an awareness to how our actions and our thoughts contribute to either violence or nonviolence on the mat. Are your thoughts seeped in compassion and kindness, or are they filled with negativity and disempowerment towards yourself? Are your movements those ones of forcing your way through things, or are you giving yourself that space to slow down, to find flow in your movement, and gently bring your way through your practice? As we consider these questions and bring our awareness to these spaces, I encourage you on your yoga mat to really turn inwards, to notice, to observe, and to feel. You can start by bringing your hands to the tops of your thighs. On an inhale, start to shift your hips forward, open your heart space, lift your chin. As we just bring our movements into seated cat-cow. On an exhale, round through your back, bring your chin towards your chest. Inhale to arch forwards, open your heart. Exhale to round inwards. Go ahead and come back to a neutral position. Drop your left palm on towards the earth. Inhale, reach your right fingertips overhead, so you're really getting this stretch into the side of your body. Take a look up towards your fingers, as long as that feels like it resonates within your neck. Inhale, lift up, plant your right palm on the earth, left fingertips lift overhead. Again, you can direct your gaze up toward your fingers, getting this stretch into your cervical spine, in your neck. Inhale, go ahead and lift up, plant both of your hands down. Reach your fingers up towards the sky. Feel that stretch in your forearms. On an inhale, go ahead and drop your hands inward, so bringing them in towards your body, getting that movement into your wrists. Take a few movements here, back and forth at your own pace. Follow your breath through your movements. And then once you've evened out the sides, you can just bring your hands to your knees. Start to rock forward or swing your legs out to either side, and we'll meet in a tabletop position. Notice your movements as you get here. Are you just moving habitually, unconsciously through them, forcing your way into your tabletop? Or are you really slowing down and moving in this flow state with your body? Start to reach your right leg out long, press into your heel, pressing it back in space. On an inhale, reach your right heel up towards the sky. Keep your core engaged. And then reach your left arm out in front of you, palm faces towards your midline. Keep lifting your heel, lifting your left hand. And then exhale, go ahead and lower all the way down. Reach your left leg out long, press into your heel. And then inhale, reach it up towards the sky. Go ahead and float your right hand up and forward. And see if there's any more room for you to reach your left leg back. Point your right fingers forwards. Really feel that extension through your whole body. On an exhale, lower all the way back down into your tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and press your hips all the way up, downward facing dog. Now here is an opportunity for you to really listen to your body. If you need to bend through your knees so you can wrap your ears inside your biceps, then go ahead and do so. Notice if you're trying to force your heels all the way towards the ground, if they're not ready to go all of the way there. So find the extension of your legs, of your heels that feels best for you. If you're not sure, now is your opportunity to really explore. Bend through your knees on an inhale, take a look forwards. Exhale, one small step forwards at a time until you make your way into your forward fold. Let your head and your hands relax towards the earth. And bring an awareness to your breath. Can you invite your breath into your body, like greeting your friend at the door of your house? Start to heel toe your feet all the way towards the side of your mat, heels slightly in, toes slightly out. Bring your hips all the way down towards the earth as you come into your malasana or yogi squat. Again, start to listen to your body. If you have a yoga block or alternative and feel that it's better for you to reach it under your hips and give yourself that extra support, go for it. Plant your palms at heart center, open your knees wide, and keep your chest lifted. So notice if you're leaning so far forward. And if so, just reach the crown of your head towards the sky. Find this length between tailbone and the crown of your head. Keep dropping your shoulder blades together down your back to keep that open chest. And maybe you're starting to feel this heat, the shake in your legs. How do your thoughts respond to any intensity that is brought up for you during practice? Notice if they're inhibiting you or if they're empowering you. Start to reach your hands down towards your mat. On an inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky, walk your feet back under your hips, forward fold, Uttanasana. If you were using your block, go ahead and scoot it out of the way. Inhale, lift all the way up. Take your time with this movement. Notice every movement of your spine as it lifts. Once you arrive, reach your arms over your head. Take a look up toward your fingers. Palms are faced towards one another. Exhale, reach your hands behind your back. Clasp your hands together. Reach them down towards the earth. Open your chest. Lift your chin. Exhale, bend through your knees. Start to hinge your hips forward. Keep a flat back until you come halfway down. You can stay here with your hands, but if you're ready to reach your head closer towards your shins, you can. Option to reach your hands up towards the sky, but again, Find your own range of movement. If it feels better to release your hands towards the earth, you can. If it feels better to just reach your hands towards the back of your mat so they're tracing your spine, you're welcome to. Play around here. You've got 2 breaths. On your next exhale, go ahead and release your hands towards the earth if they're not already there. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend through your knees, plant your palms, step your left foot back and then your right, high plank. Let your hips reach towards the earth. Keep this straight, long spine. On an exhale, lower down onto your knees. Bring your heart space all the way towards the earth. Inhale, peel up through your chest, open your heart, untuck your toes, and leave little to no weight in your hands for a baby cobra. Keep bringing your elbows towards one another. And exhale, lower. Tuck your toes, press your way up, downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach your right heel high towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring your knee in toward your nose, round through your back, and then step your right foot up between your hands. Keep your back knee lifted. Rotate your left toes so your left foot is about parallel to the back edge of your mat. Keep your right knee bent. On an inhale, cartwheel your hands all the way up, warrior 2. Take a look over your right fingertips. Keep that integrity of your bend in your front knee. Take a look down at your right knee. Notice if it's fallen inwards towards the midline of your body. If so, just gently press it externally so your knee is about over your ankle. Find a point of focus directly in front of your right fingertips. Straighten through your front leg. On an exhale, reach your right fingertips down towards the earth, left fingertips towards the sky. As we come into our triangle pose, if you'd like to grab for your block and place it under your hand for some extra stability, you can. Either way, continue dropping your left shoulder down your back and pressing your right hip back in space. Notice how as you draw your right hip back, left hip forward, you start to get this deeper stretch in your quadricep. Option to take a look up towards your left fingers if that's available to you. Otherwise, just take a soft look in front. Inhale, lift all the way up. Left hand reaches down your leg, right fingertips lift up towards the sky. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, frame your front foot. Slide your right foot back to meet your left, high plank. Pause here. Notice where you're at. Now you can either lower knees, chest, and then move into your cobra. Or if you'd like to move it to another layer of chaturanga, you can lower halfway and then press your heart space forward, flip onto the tops of your feet, upward facing dog. So find the variation of your choice. And then just breathe whether you're in cobra or up dog. Find that strength in your low back, that length in your low belly. On an exhale, go ahead and bring your hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. Come down onto your knees. Bring your knees wide. Your toes will meet at the center. Hips reach towards your heels. And you can walk your hands forward into child's pose. Let your forehead reach towards the earth, towards a block, or you can leave it lifted in the sky. Feel the expansiveness of your breath as you invite it into your body. And take this moment here of stillness in your practice to reflect on your movements. Where are your thoughts now? Wherever you're at, can you allow yourself to bring in a bit more compassion, love into the space you're in? With every breath, start to let your thoughts go. Bring yourself more deeply to the spaces in between. One more inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift up through your hips. Bring your knees back under your hips. Tuck your toes, and then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach your left heel high towards the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your knee in towards your nose, round through your back. Really bring that spaciousness between your mat and your belly. On an exhale, plant your left foot onto the earth. Rotate your right toes so you're facing towards the right side of the mat. On an inhale, lift up through your torso, left arm reaches out in front of you, right arm back, warrior two. Keep drawing your ribs in together and bringing your pelvis a little bit closer towards the earth if you have that room in your body. Bring your focus over your left fingertips. You've got 2 breaths here. Go ahead and straighten through your left leg. If you have a block and you'd like to bring it under your fingertips, you're welcome to. Exhale, left fingers come all the way down towards the earth. Right fingers reach up towards the sky. Create this length in your wingspan, so from fingertip to fingertip, reaching all the way down into the earth and up into the clouds. Left hip can reach back, right hip reaches forwards. Find your alignment. Make any adjustments here if you need. If you need to walk your right foot a little bit forward or further back to get into position, then take that for yourself. Give that to yourself. Take a look up towards your right fingertips. As you do so, let that movement drop your right shoulder a bit further down your back, increasing that twist in your torso. Inhale, lift all the way up. Right hand reaches down your back leg, left fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, bring them to frame your left foot, slide your left foot back in space, high plank. Build this strength in your body, create this line of energy all the way through. And then move through the vinyasa of your choice. Again, knees, chest to cobra, or you can move upward facing dog, or a little combination of both. On your exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. 2 breaths when you arrive. Inhale, reach your right heel towards the sky. exhale, slide your right foot up towards your hands. Walk your left foot forward just a bit. So we've shortened out our stance and we're coming into our pyramid pose. If you have a block or alternative, you can always bring it under your hands in front of you. And then keep reaching your right hip back in space. Draw your forehead towards your knee. Allow your shoulders to relax. Using the strength of your core on your inhale, lift all the way up with your torso. Reach your arms overhead. Bend through your front knee. And then start to hinge your hips forward once more. Reach your arms back in space as we come into airplane arms in our humble warrior. Keep that core engagement. And then you can reach your hands to heart center. Bring your weight into your right foot and lift your left foot off of the earth. Fly it up towards the sky as we come into warrior 3. Keep lifting your left heel nice and high. Relax through your shoulders. Notice your thoughts. And keep pressing through your right foot to create space between your hip and the earth. On an exhale, bring your left foot down to meet your right. Bend through your knees, sink your hips, come into chair, Utkatasana. Take a look down towards the earth. Make sure you can see all of your toes in front of your knees. You can move the block off to the side and then exhale to lower. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank. Exhale to move through your chaturanga of your choice. As we meet in down dog, again, you've got 2 breaths. Inhale, lift your left heel high. Exhale, bring your left foot between your hands. Inhale as you lift up through your chest. And bring your right foot a little bit closer in front of you. Straighten out through your left leg. Allow your hands to fall towards your toes. And then bring your forehead towards your knee, pyramid. Draw the block under your fingertips for that extra support as needed. Notice what your relationship is like with support, with props. One more breath. And start to bend through your front knee. Inhale to lift your torso up, arms lift overhead. On an exhale, swing your arms behind you, hinge your hips forwards so your chest, your heart space is reaching closer towards your leg. Keep that front knee bent. Create this expansiveness from your fingers through the crown of your head. Keep pressing into your left big toe and heel. Bring your palms to reach at heart center. Weight comes into your left foot. On an inhale, right heel can reach up towards the sky. 3-legged, not 3-legged dog, warrior 3, the other 3. And so if you make a mistake, notice how you respond to yourself internally. And do you shake it off? Do you get down on yourself about it? Keep pressing into your left foot, lifting up through your hip. Reach your right heel just a little bit further up in space. Find that inner strength. And exhale, release your right foot down to meet your left. Sink your hips low. Take a look down towards the earth. Utkatasana. If you have that block, just shift it out of the way. And exhale, lower all the way. Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank. Last option for your chaturanga. You know where to go. Let your breath guide you through the space. Where can you lengthen and strengthen? So give yourself time in each area. And no rush, we'll all meet downward facing dog on your exhale. Start to bend through your knees. Take a look forwards. Exhale, step or hop your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, drop your hands towards the earth, bend through your knees and bring your hips all the way down towards your mat. You can either roll onto your back or gently make your way down, whichever version you're feeling more called to today. Once you come down, knees will reach in towards your chest. Open your knees wide, lift your heels towards the sky. As we come into our happy baby, you can wrap your hands around the outsides or the insides of your feet and then just keep pressing your knees towards your body. And take these deep breaths. Notice how you can take deep breaths without necessarily forcing your air into your body or forcing it out. And start to lift and lower your heels if you're feeling called to find some dynamic movement. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Let your knees drop all the way to the right. Open your left arm wide. Take a look over towards your left fingertips. On an inhale, knees come towards your chest. Come all the way back to center. And then drop your knees over towards the left. Open your right arm wide. Supine twist. Bring your knees back to center, roll onto your back. If there's any other movements you would really like to take today that feel good for you, any different asanas that are calling you, now's the time. Otherwise, whenever you're ready, you can release your legs into your shavasana. Allow your palms to face up towards the sky. And then find this place of rest internally. Maybe turn your eyes and direct your focus within. You've got maybe a minute or so in your shavasana. Without forcing, just allow this feeling of ahimsa to wash through you. You can start to create some soft movements in your body. Maybe taking your head to the left and to the right. Reach your arms over your head. Exhale, choose a side, any side to roll onto, into your fetal pose. As you give yourself this support in your fetal pose, notice how you show up and care for yourself. Notice how you show up and care for the earth. Notice how you show up and care for all of those in your life. Give yourself the compassion you need and deserve. On an inhale, go ahead and lift up through your torso. Come into a cross-legged seat. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Option to close your eyes. Bring your palms to meet at heart center, thumbs to sternum. May you move into your days ahead with compassion, with peace, with ahimsa, and with love. Namaste.